waiting in a shelter in Mexico. Most here have travelled from Central America. For many, the next stop is to claim asylum in the US. But that path soon could become more difficult. US President Donald Trump has moved to toughen rules for asylum seekers, directing cabinet members to write up new policies that would include a fee for asylum applications. He also wants those who enter the country illegally barred from working until their claims are approved. The Texas border city of El Paso has struggled to cope with the migrant influx in recent months. The city's Republican mayor, Dee Margo, believes immigration law reform is long overdue.
The bottom line is, this is a problem derived from Washington and their inaction over the last 30 years to rationally deal with immigration reform. I hold both parties culpable, both sides of the aisle, as I say, and both houses of Congress are responsible for this humanitarian crisis.
Once migrants are processed and released into the US, many are sent to shelters like this one. This is a brand new hospitality centre that has just opened in El Paso. This former warehouse can accommodate some 1,500 people. The previous facilities in the city were simply unable to cope. In the meantime, work continues on sections of existing wall previously funded for upgrades. One will tower more than 9 meters high.
It's going to be definitely more difficult for people to breach it. It is going to slow people down. But what we have to do, hopefully, as a country, as an agency, as a government, is to basically close the legal loopholes that are a major draw for people to even come to the border in the first place.
At a shelter in San Diego, a new group of migrants arrive. If their cases aren't heard within 5 months, and the process now often takes years, they are allowed to apply for a work permit. President Trump wants to do away with that right and force judges to rule on all cases within 6 months. Norma Chavez-Peterson of the American Civil Liberties Union sees the administration's move as part of a continuing attack on migrants.
First the family separation, now this continued kind of attack and undermining of our asylum process, and really it's almost like this gruesome wanting to torture or really make families suffer their experience as a way to deter, and we know that that's not very humane, and it's also, the data shows families keep coming. So we really need to look at the root causes, and we should, as a country, we should be looking at how to address these issues in a much more humane way.
Trump has ordered officials to finalize a new policy proposal within 3 months, but it's unclear how long it might take for changes to take effect. Last month, US Customs and Border Protection officials encountered some 100,000 people at the US-Mexico border, the highest level in more than a decade. There is pressure on all sides to find lasting solutions to the surge at the southern border. Dan Williams, CGTN, El Paso.